For the last 20 years, I've been working in dance music, and over that period, I've learned a lot. Phew, that's a long time. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 5 things I've learned from being in the music industry. Let's go. Today's video is all about the music industry and the valuable lessons I've learned from working in it for the last 20 years. Whether you're a musician, DJ, producer, or music lover that wants to get into working in the music industry, or someone that wants to have a business in the music industry, these 5 things are sure going to give you some insight and inspiration to start working or being part of this great scene. If we've not met before, hey, I'm Grahame. I've worked in this music industry for the last 20 years, and I started my career working at a nightclub called Turnmills in London. It was simply one of the best clubs around. I worked for the in-house team, and in one small room, probably not bigger than this shed, we had the booker, the promotions, the press, the artwork, and me. I was the online. So you really got to be part of the process of booking artists and discovering new acts, and then promoting the parties back then. In a world where there was no social media, we had to use email marketing, which I still use heavily today, and guerrilla tactics like big posters around town or flyer campaigns. One of the things I learned from working at Turnmills was early content creation. We had to come up with ideas to promote that show and get that show sold out. Sometimes when we're launching a new show, you had to come up with ideas to make content without having any content or anything to work with. And like new artists or new DJs yourself, there are some basics you're always going to have, and it's about learning to use those and leveraging those. First up, if you've got releases or an event, what is it called? Can you come up with content ideas around that name and make some content from that name? Or can you share music that gets people into your world and into the same music as you? Or can it be a bit of mystery? One time we started a poster campaign around London. It was big posters that had 5 words on it, and that was it. No venues, no dates, no nothing, just 5 words. And they were very, very, very wrong indeed. And that was it. A bit of mystery around London. This was obviously backed up with a flyer campaign and adverts in magazines, which gave you more information. But when you saw these posters around town, it was like, what is that? And those are people that are very, very wrong indeed. They'd go and look deeper to find out what it was. But generally, as DJs and producers, there's a few steps you can take to start making content when you have nothing. This is always music. Music is the great connector when you're starting out as a DJ producer, and it's something you have got. Your music, what you're into, your musical taste, your musical history, your DJ skills maybe. These are all great pieces of content that brings a new audience into your world. When I have discovery calls for my course, The Artist Blueprint, where these calls are always about understanding where a DJ producer is right now, where they want to get to, and that bit in the middle could be the course. One of the big things we talk about in those calls is, and I hear from DJs and producers, is they don't know how to make content when they don't have any releases or don't have any gigs, and they don't know how to get their content strategy moving at the start. My first thought is always, what can you control? What do you have in your locker? What do you have to work with? And this is always your skills and the music you're into. So what music do you know and what can you share? And this definitely works for you older DJs and producers that are trying to get back into the scene. Your musical knowledge is massive, so you've got tons of content. Our course members are sharing their daily top 5 tracks from labels they're into, which is helping them connect to those labels. Some of them have done mixes for our data transmission mix series on Soundcloud. Some of them have made a weekly series about their vinyl pick of the weeks. And one of our course members has even started a YouTube channel, which has grown to over 75,000 followers and had millions of views over the last 6 months. We're super impressed with them. One thing I've learned from making content over the years is making sure you execute on ideas. I've had so many great ideas of content that have just not come to fruition because I've just not executed because of some excuse or another. What you have to understand is these content ideas are always going to be rubbish right at the start, and then they're going to get better and better and better. But by not starting them, they're never going to happen. You don't need all the best kit, you just need your phone. Let's get started. In fact, last Friday, we celebrated my 2-year anniversary streaming on Twitch. And I stream on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On our 2-year anniversary stream, we actually looked through some of the content we were making back in the first months of streaming. And it was awful. Me and my assistant, Loseka, were literally pulling it apart, sitting there going, well, you can't hear me on the mic. The mic's not in the right place. The lighting is terrible. The background's awful. The camera looks blurry. And we were just pulling this video apart. But if we hadn't started doing those ones, we wouldn't be where we are now, which is so much better, and we won't be where we are in 2 years' time when we look again. So just start. So moving on from the club, in 2008, I started the website, magazine, Data Transmission. And I was able to build that off the back of working for Turnmills by building a network of people at Turnmills. Someone recently said to me, this is a people industry, and the people you know in the industry is going to help you get further. And I totally agree with that. This industry is amazing, and as DJs and producers, you need to level up your network and the people within your network all the time. Keep getting more and more people in it, and you're going to help yourself get further. Whether that's label owners, promoters, other producers, DJs, blog owners, publicists, you name it, the more people you have in your network, the further you can get in this industry. And you can get right to the top with the best people in the industry in your network. Your network is everything, and don't forget that. And in fact, from me repeating this in these videos and on Twitch, it's actually made me think about my network and get myself back out there. Over the years, Data Transmission's grown and changed. And now it's not just a blog or a website, it's also a radio station as well. And we have 160 different show hosts using our radio station service to create radio shows for themselves. Data Transmission Radio is an online radio station which you can find on the website Data Transmission. Also on Alexa, you can ask it, say, play Data Transmission Radio, but also on a Soundcloud channel and a Mixcloud channel. As with everything, people like to consume content when they want. And we found this one of the biggest things of driving Data Transmission Radio is having an on-demand stream of the shows on a SoundCloud channel has really helped it grow because people can listen to the shows when they want. The good thing for the DJs and producers, they can then use the Data Transmission brand to bring other DJs into their world by inviting them on to be a guest on their show. In fact, if you didn't see this video on how to push your radio show to go further, go and check it out next. One of the great things about having a Data Transmission Radio show is the consistency of turning up and doing a mix. By signing up to the Data Transmission Radio service, it gives you skin in the game and makes you turn up to do that mix. And like I said, you can use it as a brand attachment. I'm on Data Transmission Radio to bring other people into your world. It also gives you a regular content series to chat about on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And even some of our Data Transmission Radio hosts are now recording themselves doing their show. And now some of the people are creating their own YouTube series by recording themselves making their show and uploading that video to their own YouTube channel and building out their audience on there as well. Building a series is key when it's coming to content. Think about it. You love binging those Netflix and Disney and Prime shows across those platforms. So why can't people binge your content? It will definitely give a deeper connection to the person that's been watching more and more of your content, and they'll go on the journey with you. And as mentioned, our course members are doing it via Instagram and TikTok series. They're doing it on a YouTube mix series. Some are doing it bi-weekly. Some are doing it weekly. It's really down to you and making that series that people can come back to and get involved in. One thing is for sure though, those series are super simple and it's about the content and the execution of that content and keep turning up that keeps people coming back to it. Another thing I've learned over the years is how to build a DJ and a producer. From that finishing their first ever record to touring the world, I've learned the stages of a DJ's progression from those early stages to building a career because I live and breathe grassroots DJs and the starts of their careers. I've worked with some amazing artists over the last 7 or 8 years, whether it's through my one-to-one series or now my course, The Artist Blueprint. There's been some amazing acts. And the first ones was Ben Sterling and Archie B. I started working with Ben Sterling when he was just starting to make his records. I helped him build his network. I helped him get some music signed to those Jamie Jones's label, Hot Creations, and Josh Butler's label, Origins. I even got him gigs in the UK and in Croatia. And this really set him on the path to where he is now. And we love watching what he does now. It's amazing. Congrats, Ben. This goes now to our current course members like Josh Samuel, who's had releases on Solado's label, Solar. He's had a ton of releases already, including releases on Gorgon City's label, Realm. And he's got more releases on Solar coming up this summer, which we're super excited about. Other course members like Christina Latsich, who's had releases on Crosstown Rebels. And if you didn't see this video, she talks about how she used content to get music signed to the label. She also now plays in Ibiza for them at High in Ibiza. And she's back there this summer after playing there last summer. She's playing for Damien Lazarus again. Rising stars like Sir Francis, Pee-wee and Wait For Me have all started their journeys. And it's great to see that growth from them using different parts of the course. And of course, I open up my network to them to help them get their foot in the door, to open some doors and generally level them up the ladder a little bit faster. I've definitely honed the process of building DJs over the years and now helping course members make their transformations, get more music signed, build their Spotify channels and build an audience of people that want to listen to their music. And that's what it's all about, right? This then helps them get more gigs and then turns it into touring the world. One way we help them is by having a weekly group call with me, which is 2 hours with me every week, where they can ask questions about stuff that's going on for them that week. Weekly mentoring sessions where we can break down the strategies for the next release. We can chat about what's coming up. We can A&R their tracks and give them feedback. And they are great fun every Wednesday. Sir Francis actually said, since joining the course, I've gone from posting randomly with no plan or focus to putting together a month-by-month plan that is already delivering solid growth across my channels. The weekly group meetings are invaluable and an amazing place to discuss all things DJing with like-minded dance music lovers. I've already learned so much and I'm still learning. I 100% recommend joining if you want to grow as an artist. The community we built in the course group and in my free group on Discord, if you're not part of my Discord, join it right now. It's my next point of learning. Building a community around what you're doing is going to help you level up and help you do anything in this world. No matter what you're trying to achieve, a community of people is going to help you do that. So always consider how you're going to grow that community and then also nurture it once you have grown it. Continuously try to build that community and serve that community with what you're about and make sure you're serving that community well. I constantly think from data transmission, where is my next data transmission audience and fan coming from? And what platforms are they hanging out on? When you look at some of the biggest acts over the years, and this doesn't mean dance music, it could be biggest artists over the years, they've literally evolved over platforms, over decades and changed, and that's kept them at the top of their fields. Another big learning for me over the years that's impacted data transmission growth is not moving with the times, not understanding the platforms as they've evolved, and not jumping onto platforms at the right time. With the exception of Soundcloud. If you've not discovered our Soundcloud channels from data transmission drum and bass, data transmission radio, nude techno, disco infiltrators, I'm going to link to them in the description below. Go and check them out and discover your new favorite artists on them. We upload music every day and have mixes every week. But like I said, one of the things we didn't do over the years, and this is my next big learning, is jump onto platforms and understand those platforms. Keep learning. Like for instance, I didn't jump onto Facebook when it started popping, and I didn't realize you could grow an audience on it and use it to market the content we were putting on the blog, and this would grow the company forward. Similarly, when Instagram started, I didn't jump onto Instagram at the start, and then you're consistently playing catch up. When these platforms launched, there's loads of free reach on it and loads of free audience if you jump on at the right time. And one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel is to arm you DJs and producers with that knowledge so you can understand how platforms are changing and how to make the right content to grow on those platforms. So keep learning and keep changing your strategy. And one platform that actually hasn't changed over the years that massively is this platform, YouTube. So consider that. My bonus tip for you is understand the business of what you're trying to achieve. Your DJ and producers are business, and that's going to work with other businesses. So understand the actual business, understand local laws, spend some time actually understand the business of what you're trying to do. If you're trying to earn more revenue, maybe understand publishing. Or if you're trying to launch a label, understand the business terms around launching a label. Otherwise, by not understanding the actual business terms, you can get stung quite quickly and it can cost you lots of money. And that's definitely happened to me in the past. Did you find that useful? What's your biggest takeaway? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to get on a discovery call, discuss the artist blueprint, to chat about where you are now, where you want to get to, and discuss whether the course is right for you, I've pinned a link in the comments below. Let's jump on a call. As I mentioned, your network is one of the most important things you have. And a good place to grow your network is dance music conferences. Have you been to one? Conferences are a great place to meet new DJs, producers, and other industry heads. And if you didn't check out this video, I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite conferences across the year. Before you go and jump into that video, if you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, consider subscribing to the channel. I put out new videos every week, and give this one a like. It will really help me with the YouTube algorithm. Let's jump over to that video and I'll see you over there to chat about dance music conferences. Let's level up your network. I'll see you over there.